Spino Reverse. One place on Van. Perform the following red text. Draw a card, call a card, and you may gauge that unit. If you have Ancient Dragon Spinodriver, exactly that name, in your soul, you play it 3 times instead. Instead. So you draw 3, call 3, and you may gauge 3. And this also procs Spinodriver's on-ride skills. Oh hey, it's Babyrex. This card is actually, like, not that good. But essentially, when it's retired from rearguard by a card with Ancient Dragon in its card name, if it has a gauge, so it needs to be retired by Ancient Dragon and needs to have a gauge, Soul Blast 1, bind this card, you search your deck for a grade 3 and call it to rear, and then shuffle your deck. And then the whole trigger gauge thing. I don't think this was a good retrain, because it's now a grade 1. It's yucky. It's yucky. There we go! Tyrannolegend! This thing is actually correct. When you ride this card, or when placed on rear by an Ancient Dragon ability, it gets plus 10 in a drive for free. And then, discard a card from your hand. You look at your drop zone, stack up front from your drop zone. You discard anything to stack up front on top from your drop zone. Vanguard rearguard, at the end of the battle it attacks, counterblast 1, retire another rearguard to draw a card. So it's a combo piece and it retires stuff. Unfortunately for a counterblast, but it's at end of battle, so it helps a little bit. And then of course like the whole, if you check a trigger, gauge it, whatever. This art is so good. I'm so happy about this. This is the only thing I cared about. This art is so good. I love this. This is great. So, okay. If you guys are playing Tachikaze in Premium, go buy your 4 Babyrex starters right now. Like, literally, go buy them right now. They will be bought out in instants. So please just go buy them right now. Spino Reverse. On place on Van, perform the following red text. Draw a card, call a card, and you may gauge that unit. If you have Ancient Dragon Spinodriver, exactly that name, in your soul, you play it 3 times instead. So you draw 3, call 3, and you may gauge 3. And this also procs Spinodriver's on-ride skill. So if you ride this top of Spinodriver, you call 3, then use Spinodriver's skill to pop 2, gain extra excel. This makes riding up to grade 3 first worthwhile. This is literally just a +3. Literally +3. Second skill, act Vanguard once per turn. If you're at 4 damage, counterblast 1, lock 2 rearguards with gauge. Unfortunate. It gets the continuous skill. If you check the front this turn, all of your cards with Ancient Dragon their card name in your front row gets a crit. So this literally makes True Ancient Dragons have 3 crit. Not only does this +3, but this allows True Ancient Dragons in V to go to 3 crit, and it allows stuff like Hypno Hang and Premium to have 2 crit on both swings. So you're never going Excel 2 with this because you actually just deck out in Premium. But you go Excel 1, you draw 3, you play 3, use Spinodriver skill, you have 4 Excel circles now, 4 Excel 1s. The second skill is okay. You don't care about that. You only care about the first skill. You just call 2 Seal of Magnums off of Reverse, and then use Spinodriver skill to sack, and you just get, like, free plus out of this, though. It's just free plus. You don't care about Excel 2 because you draw a bunch already. That's why. If you do Excel 2, you will actually deck out. So, for Babyrex, to guarantee that you see it early game, for Tyrannolegend, because obvious reasons, you stay on Spinodriver, by the way. You do not stride. You stay on this card. So you want to go first, you want to aggro them early, Dino Crowd is there so that you can pop Babyrex for free and gain power, because there's nothing else that isn't free. I mean, you can play like V Dino Crowd, but that does cost soul, and at some point you're going to run out of soul, or like whatever, since Noto Tank's in here for counter charge and +4. Yeah, that too. But like, Noto Tank gives the Hypno Hang +4, so Hypno Hang hits force numbers by itself. You put it on an Excel, you give it the +5 from Spinodriver, hits for 23 and 26. So it hits over force numbers defensive on both attacks. Stack up front with Tyrannolegend, it's hitting 33, 36. It's already hitting over 2 defensives on force numbers, which is why Noto Tank is good for this deck. This is not optimized, but this is the general game plan of the deck. So you try to go first, you aggro early, getting out early Tyrannolegends, and then you stay on Spinodriver the whole time generate excels, and then spam hypno hangs. That's the main point. You spam hypno hangs the whole time. This is the Engorge deck list. Spino Commandos Reverse. This is the whole deck list. So essentially what Reverse allows you to do is you can write up first, generate excels. You can go excel 1. Pray that you can survive with the cards that you have in your hand. It doesn't matter how many cards you have left in your hand afterwards. Reverse just makes it all back. You write Reverse, get your +3, possibly use Spinodriver's on-ride skill, get more pluses. Dilo's there to extend your pluses, so you can call Dilo off a Reverse or Spinodriver and get more calls before you stride. And then you stride, of course, and you kill with 8 crits. We can play 8 crits now. We can feasibly play 8 crits.
And also the things you call off the Reverse, like you can gauge them, so it's Nebero's fodder as well.
Yeah, the only thing you really gauge is Merc. That's it. So the alternative thing with this deck list is that you can remove a crit, you can remove the 2 Savage Guardians, put Starcalord up to 2, put in an Archbird. So you can put 1 Archbird in, just have like a grade 0 PG. You have a extra slot, right? Prism Bird is a flex spot. This is a flex spot. You honestly do not care where it goes here. So I can just remove, or I can put Prism Bird to 2, just put Dilo to 4. That's the whole deck. Wait. Yeah, that's 50. That's the whole deck. This can be the whole deck. This pluses you so much. You get more high roll pieces because of Dilo. And also, like, if you're really low on cards, all you need to do, or all you need to have in hand, is a Spino Reverse and a Dilo. That's all you need. You get all your pieces back for Dogma.
That's an easy question. If the OT should be banned,
oh, if you
put one more Cruella Magnum in this list.
Yeah, that's it. You either add one more Sila Magnum or you add one more Soul Crit. That's it. So if this thing gets banned, you add one of those 2. Yeah, you can still grade 2 game. You are correct. This deck can still grade 2 game. Oh my god, I'm gonna make so many people mad when I say you can play this at 2.
What at 2?
Starcalord, because it's $12 in the States.
What if I instead of Prism Bird, I want to play Sonic Nova?
I will cry. So this is essentially the premium deck list. I don't care about G-Zone as long as you don't put in Gentry Raptor. I do not care about the G-Zone. You can play 2 Nebros, by the way. This deck allows you to play 2 Nebros, so you have an extra slot.
Okay, but you have to play 4 Blicky-Rex. That's just mad.
So now we'll look at the V list.
So the V list is very easy to understand if you know the list before.
Yeah, I mean, it has the main things like you have your turn 1 4 attacks. You don't have your Merc, but that's fine. You can call Wait, sorry, you can't call Tyrannolegend. Savage Shooter's not an Ancient Dragon. But you have all the early plays. You have the good grade 2s. So you have Dino Crowd and Spino Extort. Low amounts because obviously Megrex is much better. You have the normal Spinodriver game plan, but you also have the backup of Tyrannolegend. So you just call it off of Tyrannolegend, right? Like you just do that, and then when you ride into Gaia, you have the option to use Spinodriver to call another Tyrannolegend from your hand if you're like not planning on engaging or anything. But other than that, like that, Spino is lethal now. You don't need Gaia.
The Gaia list is much stronger than the reverse one. I already tested. I tested with Slasher, and Slasher got butt clenching with this list. I didn't came to the point where I need the Gaia, but still, Gaia is always a good finisher for the consistency of the numbers.
Yeah, like you can definitely replace Gaia, but Gaia is still a really good finisher if you do need that pushing power. Like, if, for example, if you don't have Tyrannolegend in hand and you know your deck is really low on front triggers, you can just go into Gaia instead. Mm-hmm. I mean, the deck's still pretty straightforward. Yeah.
If you run the perfect amount in on board, if you have 2 Tyrannolegends on board, both are stacked the front, your numbers getting insane because you get about 57k on Tyrannolegend on the Excel circle. That's huge. That's pretty huge.
Hey guys, if you haven't noticed, I am now a Metafy coach. So what that means is that I can coach any of you, and all you have to do is book lessons with me. This will allow me to get out more information about Tachikaze, teach more players about Tachikaze, and just essentially just having the general player base be better, if you will. And if you or someone you know may like coaching sessions, please go to my link at metafy.gg/@cardweep. I tend to be available most days of the week, but I'm based in the US West Coast, so please do keep that in mind when you're booking times. If a time doesn't work for you, feel free to hit me up either on Twitter or on Discord to see if we can arrange a time for a different session. I do have training plans on there, so you don't know the clan, that will allow you to essentially become a master at the clan. I also have plans where if you want to, you can sit down one-on-one with me and just theorycraft and playtest the deck. Like just having someone there who knows what they're doing and just going through the deck's motions and whatnot. And if you really want anything related to Tachis and you want an expert on it, I am the guy to do that. So if you're interested at all, please do visit the link, get on Metafy, help me out. All the proceeds that you pay will go to me. And please just help me get that VSR. I just need one reverse VSR. I'm begging. I'm a broke college student. I can't do this alone. Anyways, thanks again for watching the video. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.